During the UFC Freedom 250 press conference, an undefeated heavyweight named Josh Hokit, wearing a black robe and an American flag bandana, started screaming insults into the microphone. It ended with lightweight champion Ilia Topuria hurling a water bottle at his head. This kind of brawl is standard for a Las Vegas casino, but this press conference was setting the stage for an event taking place behind the iron gates of the White House South Lawn. Transforming the South Lawn into a professional arena requires a $60 million budget, a multi-agency security sweep, and overriding federal land use laws. The federal government is trying to force the volatile subculture of mixed martial arts onto the most heavily guarded and tightly regulated 18 acres of land in the United States. While the Secret Service monitors the perimeter for external threats, the real volatility is already inside the gate, standing on the stage and holding live microphones. The card itself was assembled through bizarre behind-the-scenes political maneuvering. Traditional UFC matchmakers had to take a back seat to requests coming straight from the Oval Office. The heavyweight bout between Derrick Lewis and Josh Hokit was requested directly by President Donald Trump. UFC CEO Dana White stepped away during a livestream to call Lewis and finalize the fight on the spot to fulfill the president's wishes. The top of the card is just as improvised. Ilia Topuria originally wanted to fight Islam Makhachev to become the UFC's first three-division champion, but Makhachev was sidelined with an injury. Without Makhachev, the promotion pivoted to a lightweight title unification bout against Justin Gaethje, serving as a violent contingency plan. To fill out an event of this magnitude, the UFC ignored standard divisional rankings to focus entirely on spectacle and presidential requests. Hosting a professional fight on federal property creates an immediate jurisdictional nightmare. Because the local District of Columbia Combat Sports Commission refused to waive their permit fees, they hold no jurisdiction over the South Lawn. To work around this, the UFC chose to self-regulate, bringing in the Association of Boxing Commissions as an independent party. The Department of Homeland Security classified Freedom 250 as a SEER Level 1 event. That means the airspace is designated a strict no-drone zone, and the area undergoes continuous cyber risk assessments. On the ground, explosive detection dogs and tactical field intelligence teams run continuous sweeps of the venue leading up to the opening bell. Because federal law prohibits selling merchandise or commercial tickets on White House grounds, the UFC is absorbing the estimated $60 million production cost. Instead of paying fans, the 4,000 seats surrounding the octagon are reserved strictly for political guests and active-duty military personnel. The promotion essentially financed a $60 million military-grade fortress just for the right to assemble an octagon on the grass. All of that intense federal security ignores the human element standing on the stage. Back at the press conference, Josh Hokit was putting on an aggressive, pro-wrestling-style performance. For Hokit, playing a villain is a calculated business decision. In a shallow heavyweight division, generating outrage guarantees camera time and fast-tracks a fighter toward the title. But this diagram shows the physical reality of what happens when that theater breaks down. When the 155-pound lightweight Ilia Topuria stood up to confront Hokit, he was stepping to a 265-pound former collegiate wrestler, giving up over 100 pounds of mass. In an unsanctioned physical altercation, that weight deficit is catastrophic. A heavyweight can inflict permanent physical damage on a smaller opponent before security can react. Disaster was avoided because interim heavyweight challenger Alex Pereira stood up and placed himself between the two men, diffusing the situation without throwing a punch. The incident demonstrates how quickly manufactured promotional drama escalates into real-world danger, regardless of the venue. There is an inherent irony in spending tens of millions of dollars to enforce the world's strictest security protocols on a group of people whose entire profession is committing violence. The week is filled with surreal imagery, like fighters stripping down for official weigh-ins right in front of the Lincoln Memorial. Freedom 250 represents a rare cultural collision. The highest political office in the country is formally embracing the raw spectacle of the cage. The Secret Service can monitor the airspace and check every bag at the gate, but they have no protocol for when an athlete decides to drop the microphone and throw a water bottle. You can sweep the South Lawn for explosives, but you can't stop a heavyweight from bringing the dynamite to the stage. No matter the zip code, MMA remains an